Workshops there and given readings there.
On your writing or to do your writing.
So are you ready? Imani's Moon. And remind themselves, I can do this, I just have to persevere.
Which is a literary magazine that students produce.
Thank you so much for coming.
There's just levels of developmental appropriateness. So
came from the idea that, the more Pride celebrations I go to, the more kids.
And then you have this great research on the ground. Some young lady who was a research librarian who sent
I can tell you a little bit about my book, Imani's Moon. It's a children's picture book, and it's about a young Maasai girl who is teased, she's picked on, and she has this loving mother who continues to uplift her and build her spirits. So Imani decides, I'm going to set an impossible goal and accomplish it. And she fails, and she fails, but she perseveres, and then she reaches that goal. So it's just meant to be an uplifting story that others can kind of find inspiration from and remind themselves, I can do this, I just have to persevere. So are you ready? Imani's Moon. Are you going to follow along in your book? Imani was the smallest child in her village. Look at tiny Imani, the other children teased. She's no higher than a lion cub's knee. Careful, they called to her. Don't let the meerkat stomp on your head. Mini Imani, you'll never accomplish anything. Day in and day out, the children teased her, and Imani began to believe them. Is that nice to tease? How do you think Imani's feeling right here? Sad, huh? Every night, Imani's mama lifted her spirits with stories. This night, Mama told her of Olapa, the goddess of the moon, who fought a great battle against the god of the sun and triumphed. Do you think I could do something great like Olapa? Asked Imani. I do, answered Mama. Even something like touching the moon? Even that, said Mama, but it is you who must believe. Mama kissed her forehead. Usiku mwema. Good night, Imani. Good night, Mama. It's one of the concepts in Imani's Moon is bullying. She's picked on verbally, they call her names, and bullying is a big issue nowadays. We're seeing it different ways through social media, through, of course, name calling and teasing. So I did want to bring that up as a concept in my book because it's something that we need to talk about with children. We need to bring this up. We need to let them know this is bullying and it's not okay. That night, Olapa and Imani battled side by side in Imani's dreams. Together, they protected the people of the earth from danger, flew through the sky, and guarded the moon. Imani stood tall and brave on the moon with Olapa beside her. The next morning, Imani woke, inspired to do something great. Today, she told herself, I will touch the moon. Later that day, Imani made her way through the village. Look, it's Imani the ant, called one of the teasing children. Where are you off to? Teased another. Gonna catch a ride on a beetle's back? I am gonna touch the moon, answered Imani. The children laughed and followed her. As the moon grew brighter in the late day sky, Imani began to climb the tallest tree. The bark scraped her small hands and legs. On a branch above, Nyoka the snake appeared. What's going on? He hissed. I'm going to touch the moon, answered Imani. That's impossible, he jeered. It's much too high. Imani climbed on. As she got higher and higher, climbing became harder and harder. She stretched herself to reach the next branch, but lost her footing and fell to the ground with a thump. Maybe I won't touch the moon, she sighed. That night, Mama told Imani about Anansi, the small spider who captured a snake to gain a name for himself. Mama, do you believe a spider so small and weak could really capture a snake so long and quick? Imani asked. I do, answered Mama. Even if no one else believes it? Imani asked. A challenge is only impossible until someone accomplishes it, Mama said. Imani, it is only you who must believe. Imani drifted to sleep and dreamed that she climbed to the top of the highest tree in her village, captured a snake, and made a name for herself. Belief is so important, and actually Imani means faith in Swahili. So even her name is this piece of believing in yourself, pushing through, no matter what obstacles come in your life, finding a way through it. One of the things that I really try to inculcate with my students is passion. Is this something that you really want to do? Because this passion to me ties in with this believing in yourself. If this is something that's so important to you, believe in yourself and you can get there. So the next day, Imani searched the village and gathered twigs, leaves, sticky berries, and rope. Then she headed back to the tallest tree, sat down, and got to work. What's tiny Imani up to today? Teased the children. I'm gonna touch the moon, Imani answered. As the moon began to appear, Imani pulled her creation onto her arms. She spread her arms out wide and sprinted past the tallest tree as quickly as she could. What did she make? What did she make? Wings. Go ahead, you can say it too. Wings. She made wings. Imani's wings caught a gust of wind. She soared high as the treetops. What are you doing? Asked Sokwe the chimpanzee, confused to see a flying human. I'm gonna touch the moon, Imani called. You can't do that. Give up, mocked Sokwe. Imani flew on. Then suddenly, a strong burst of wind, too mighty for her delicate wings, sent her sailing into the tree with a crash. The children laughed and left her behind. I give up, she sighed. Heading back home, Imani heard her village gathered in celebration. The young warriors were performing the adamu, the jumping dance. Over and over again, the warriors jumped high into the sky, their heads caressing the clouds. Cheers and chants rang from the proud villagers. No, these are all warriors. These are warriors. One of the warriors jumped higher than any of the others. This warrior seemed to fly. Imani could not look away. She cheered the loudest for him. You see it? Yeah.
Is she mean?
No, they're just jumping. They're doing a jumping dance.
Are they boys? All boys?
They are. Those are all boys there. After the celebration, Mom and Imani returned home. Too tired for a story, Imani went straight to sleep. Her dreams danced with visions of the adamu. The cheers and chants from her tribe still echoed in her head. When morning broke, Imani went to the tallest tree. The teasing children followed. She's gonna climb again, they hollered, but instead, Imani jumped. 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3. Each jump took her higher and higher and higher. Imani jumped all day. As the sky grew darker, Bundi the owl flew by. What are you doing? He asked. I'm going to touch the moon, Imani answered. Don't fool yourself. You won't make it, hooted Bundi. But Imani jumped on. Her body grew tired. Her legs ached. Her feet throbbed. And the children continued to taunt. But like a warrior, she jumped higher than each jump before. In her mind, she could only hear cheers and chants of her proud village. She could only see herself as one of the warriors rising from the earth. She kept her eyes on the moon above and felt herself getting closer. With a final push of her legs, Imani jumped once more.
So she jumped really high?
She did. She did.
So she keeps jumping?
She jumped and jumped and jumped and soared through the night sky. She landed on the face of the moon. Oh, Lapa, Imani called. I am here. I am Imani, and I have made it to the moon. So you have, said a voice in the wind. Welcome. Imani clapped. She laughed. She sang. She rolled in the moon dust and danced with excitement. As she celebrated, she noticed something shiny. Can you see the shiny thing?
Yeah, I
Can
know
you
what
see?
that is.
What do you think it is? You,
It's Umana.
you think so? Let's see. Let's see what it is. She picked up the thing that dazzled her eye and turned it over in her hands. It was a small moon rock, her own tiny moon. A gift for you, Imani the Great, said the voice. Thank you, goddess of the moon. Imani smiled. Feeling lighter than ever before, Imani jumped one last time and floated from the moon toward the waiting earth. Down from the sky came Imani, the small girl with the small moon in her hand. All was quiet. No one taunted or hissed or mocked or hooted. That night, Imani called to her mama. Can I tell you a story tonight? She asked. Which one? Asked Mama. It is the tale of the girl who touched the moon. Mama listened as Imani told her her tale. Where did you hear such a story? Asked Mama. Imani opened her hands and revealed the glowing moon rock, so small and beautiful. It is my story, Mama, said Imani. I am the girl who touched the moon and was welcomed by Olapa. I am the one who believed. In my book, there's a quote where Mama says, a challenge is only impossible until someone accomplishes it. And I think that this goes hand in hand with American River College, because sometimes we have those students who, like I said, have these additional things and they need some extra support. But us as American River, being so encouraging, being so welcoming, we with open arms say to our students, what can we do to help you along your path? Because it's not impossible. It's completely possible, and we want to help you do that. So I feel like it's really awesome that this piece of my book ties right in with American River College, because yeah, right now it might feel impossible. It might feel like, oh, I've got to study and I've got tests and all of that. But we as a school, as a college, are here for those students to help them through those difficult tasks so that they can be successful and they can reach their dreams, just like Imani does as she reaches the moon.